Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today we have a Shelby GT500 in for a maintenance visit. I'll take you along for the ride. I often get questions about maintenance on freshly coated cars, and this one has just been coated not too long ago with our metal oxide coating. So let's get to work. But before we do get started, let me walk around and show you this gorgeous car. A ton of horsepower, gorgeous color, and plenty of character. Carroll Hall Shelby was an American automotive icon. He designed and raced automobiles. He was heavily involved with the AC Cobra and Ford Mustang for the Ford Motor Company. That he modified heavily during the late 60s and all the way in through the early 2000s. Let's address one of the many questions I get when it comes to maintenance on coated cars: the type of shampoo. And these are three right here that I like to use on freshly coated vehicles. And I even like to use it on the wheels. Yes, it will go in the wheel bucket 2 to 3 ounces. We're also going to hook up our water treatment. We want to cut back on water spots on these coated cars, and we could fill up the bucket. The pH neutral shampoos go in the wheel bucket because I do not want to use a harsh alkaline wheel cleaner or even an acidic wheel cleaner. If they're coated, this is really all it would take: a little bit of a car shampoo. I also have 2 ounces in the foamer here. We'll foam up the wheel wells and the wheels and let the shampoo get to work as we spray our tire cleaner on. That's really the harshest thing that's going to touch this vehicle today. The wheel wells and tires will get a vigorous scrubbing, while the other materials will get just a light agitation. Clean, nice and bright, just how the wheels should be. It doesn't matter if the wheels just lightly soiled with brake dust or heavily soiled. They should come out nice and clean, just like this, with just a car shampoo. We're also going to put 2 ounces in our foamer, and this stuff makes fantastic foam for a pre-treat. This is a nice, thick, clingy foam. It's not a very wet foam. We can let it hang there and dwell for as long as possible out in the direct sunlight. It's very warm today, so we'll let it dwell for as long as we can get away with it. Even if it starts to dry and spot, guys, it's quite all right. It will reactivate when you hit it with water, so you can rinse it free from the vehicle. And while the foam hangs around and dwells, it gives me a chance to break out a nice soft detailing brush and agitate around the edges, the emblems, anywhere where dirt can find its way and work itself into the crevices. I wasn't able to get away with a very long dwell time today with a light breeze, very warm, and bright sunshine, so let's rinse. And yes, I'm going to use the exact same shampoo, another 3 ounces, in the wash bucket with my 5 mitts. The shampoo is also approved by our shop manager, so let's agitate a little bit, work up some suds. By the way, this stuff has a ton of lubrication. One of the most important things, next to its cleaning ability, I look for in a car shampoo. So we get the wash mitts in there, all 5. One wash mitt, of course, for the top, one for the driver's side, one for the passenger side, one for the front and back. Then we'll put those mitts to the side as we're done using them, and we'll wash them and dry them. Low heat, tumble dry. And when we're in direct sunlight, by the way, guys, with these higher temperatures, I mean, you can only wash a small area at a time before it starts to dry out. So do the hood and maybe the windshield and rinse it, and then move on to the next panel. Just keep coming back and rinsing the whole vehicle. Keep it wet. Keep the water droplets moving around. Don't let them settle. That will start causing water spots. After you have completed the wash and thoroughly rinsed the vehicle, start to dry immediately. If you can do it quickly by yourself, that's fine. If you can get help, that's even better. Drying our coating with the leaf blower is enjoyable as it just takes a few short minutes. Now, if you have a car that's coated that, hey, maybe it's been a couple years, 2, 3 years, and you have some bonded contaminants, look for some plumber's putty. Just a quick tip. That's a putty you could use, and it acts as a clay bar where you can remove those bonded contaminants only where it's needed. It will pluck off the contaminants, but with no abrasives being in the plumber's putty, you're safe and will not scratch the vehicle. So let's move on to the next step with this refresh here. We're going to work under the hood before we move on. And of course, not a lot of moisture will be introduced to this engine compartment, so we use a rinseless wash. You can also use steam. That'll do it. All finished up here. Let's button it up and move on to the next step. We're going to put the topper on, and in this case, this gentleman likes the rehydrator sheet. He likes the sheeting properties. I also now have it in 5-liter containers, and it will be on the website available for all. 2 microfiber towels will be needed for the topper, 1 damp, that'll be the black one, and just 1 quick spritz will be enough for a whole hood, the trunk here, the whole back of the vehicle. So apply it and have the second microfiber, that yellow one there, that's completely dry, nice and clean and plush, and we'll follow up and wipe off the topper. Rehydrator sheet, rehydrator bead, they can be used as standalone, and they can be used on just about anything. Home, automobile, RV, motorcycles, boats. They are breathable, so they do not contain SiO2 or metal oxide. They are organic molecules. They will let oxygen penetrate down into a coating that you want to protect. So they're excellent, and they're meant for being a topper for coatings, but they work well with waxes and sealants. Any type of coating available, titanium, metal oxide, graphene, or just regular ceramic coatings. So just continue that process all the way around the car. 1 quick spritz into this towel. I could do the whole rear quarter panel. Follow it up, wipe it off, and move on. It will let you know if you're using too much of the product or concentrate too much of the product in one area. You'll get a little bit of streaking. The topper is super concentrated, so if you're having a problem, use a damp microfiber, and it will help level things out. It can be used full strength for the first time. After that, take some of it, dilute it 1:1, use it as a drying aid or a quick detailer or a waterless wash. As a drying aid, while the car is wet, just mist a little bit onto your drying towel and work your way around the vehicle to dry it. And right away, you're going to see tons of gloss. There's going to be a lot of slickness to go with it, and you can use it as many times as you would like to. We can move on now to tires, sort of like the cherry on top. And I like Art to Shine's tire coat. It cures to just the perfect sheen that I like on a tire. A little bit more rich and darker than a new vehicle, but not super glossy. Somewhere right in between, the perfect balance. Also, the interior gets freshened up as well. The usual, a vac, a wipe down, making sure there are no abrasions or spots in the seats or on the door panels. They get taken care of as well. And one more thing I'd like to share before we go. Although the Shelby is in excellent shape with no imperfections as of yet, you can liven up a ceramic coating. Maybe the second or third or fourth year into the coating's life, it has minor etching and some abrasions from improper care. Well, add CarPro Essence or Essence Plus or both into your arsenal, and you will be happy you did. Take a finish pad or a gloss pad, and using CarPro Essence or Essence Plus, you can liven up the coating without damaging or removing it, just with a light polish. And when you're all finished up, the car is looking just as sweet as it did the first day it left the shop after being coated. It's protected even more with the toppers on there. You can use those as many times as you'd like. And it's time to enjoy summertime, springtime. Stop working on the car, jump in it, and start enjoying it. This has been Brian from Apex Detail. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll catch you in the next video.